I'd like to call this meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call: Lee Sharps. Here. Casey Barney. Here. Harold Lamos. Here. Kathleen DeWolf. Here. Fran Newton here. Do we have any public comments on the agenda? Yes, Bobby.
I have down under department heads, I think it's you, Patsy, NH, NY, I don't know what all those things represent. Is that the marina tax?
So NHNY is the marina and EFAR is the land on the on Wooded Hill.
Okay, and I'd like to know the full amount as being considered.
We're going to get
Full amount that's being considered to be abated, and is that interest only?
We're going to get to that.
I'm going to go over.
Yeah, we're
all
gonna
that.
go
Yeah,
over
we
it.
will go over all
I'm
that.
going to.
So in other words, I have to wait until the very end for my...
No.
It's like one of the first
That's
things.
what, yeah, department heads go first.
Okay.
Or perhaps when I get done speaking, she can ask her question.
Yeah.
If that, you allow
Yeah,
that.
yeah, if you have a specific question, Bobby, I will certainly recognize that.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. In that case, approval of minutes from August 6th. Are there any comments or corrections?
I just have one addition.
Okay.
On page 3, line 12, under right to know request, if we could just add Selectman Lamos, Budget Committee Liaison, said he would bring legal line information to the board committee.
Okay. Got that. Anything else?
Yeah, I have on there, what I meant to say on line 12, same page, was anyone has any question as to how the town is run for inquiries, etc., to don't hesitate to please contact me or
The town administrator.
department head, or the
Yeah.
department heads.
Yeah. Okay,
You know,
thank
the
you.
overall impression was that we wanted people to feel as though they can talk to all of us
Yes.
about any
Right.
information that they want.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. Anything else? Okay, hearing nothing else, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of August 6th as amended.
I'll make that motion.
Second? Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, consent agenda. So for the weeks of August 6th, the accounts payable was $240,767, and the payroll, $29,494. The week of August 13th, payroll, $20,562. We have a memo that we have written to the trustee of the trust funds requesting the key. This is something that we have asked them, and we put it in a formal memo, so we will sign that. And we have a personnel action form, Parks and Rec employee title change. Okay, department heads. Patsy, you want to talk to us about the abatement agreement?
Bring a chair up.
Okay, please do.
Where do you want? Where
And thank you for coming.
Place? Over here? Or?
We're, yeah, is this okay? Thank you.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Get your best camera shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. That's
All right, so I've got, Wendy, I'll give you one of these when we get done, but if you want to take one of those and pass it along and...
Patsy, thank you for coming, by the way, to
You're
help
welcome.
us clarify these issues.
Well, I want to try to do this as less confusing as possible. So let me, first I want to explain the difference between an abatement and an abatement refund. An abatement, is I'm going to read it, you don't have to,
Yep.
is a reduction in the property tax bill which has not been paid by the taxpayer. So in this case, the 2018 tax lien, which is the 2017 taxes, weren't paid. But an abatement refund is a reduction in the tax obligation of a taxpayer who has already paid their taxes. So the 2016s that are figured are refunds, okay? And they have, according to these two little pages, which I haven't gotten anything different from, they have chosen on NHNY, the abatements for 2016 was $20,502.48. And the interest, they interest to be waived. Because in 2016, we would have to pay them the interest from like 463 days, because
Okay.
that's when they paid it to today, okay? But they have said interest to be waived. And in 2017 for NHNY, they want everything, it's a $20,948.37 abatement to credit towards taxes. Okay, so let's just work with those for just a minute. This is what I've been working on for a week and a half. So, but just to make things easy for you, I think that you guys should just accept this and not, and I know it was spoken about, you know, whether or not you wanted to waive interest on what they owed us.
Right.
And my suggestion is no. That's my recommendation.
Okay.
So I would say that what you guys should do is just make a motion to accept this and sign it.
Okay.
That's what, if you need to know what the interest would be, I mean, I can tell you, but I don't think it's relevant.
Okay.
You know, I think that.
So you consider their proposal as a standalone proposal that we can
Because
accept?
as I understand it, I didn't watch it, but as I understand it, Cindy just mentioned, would you consider?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
she did that.
Yeah.
Would you consider?
Yeah.
They didn't ask for it,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. All right.
Well, they may have had a conversation, but they
Yeah.
didn't put it down in writing.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So
I thought that.
I would,
That makes a big difference.
Yes.
I would say,
Okay.
you know, I think that this is what you should make a motion and just,
Right.
I'm gonna give you that.
Okay.
When the motion's made, they'll give you the authority to sign it.
Okay.
And then EFAR, which is the land up on
Yep.
the lots up on the hill.
Yeah.
And NHNY is the boat slips,
Yeah.
just to let you know. The 2016 abatements were $36,301.55, interest to be waived. 2017 was $37,091.04.
Okay.
And again, same scenario, I would suggest you make a significant emotion
Okay.
that includes those two statements, all that stuff.
Okay.
EFAR was a lot less of a chart because there was only 18 of those.
Okay.
They still owe 77,000. If and I did this, it's not going to be true numbers until I can put it into the tax system.
Got it.
Okay, once you make that motion, then I can,
Yeah.
when we can do that into the tax
Okay.
system. But I came out that they owed about 77,000 still on the land and about 138,000 on the boat slips.
Okay.
Okay? So that includes the 2018s, which they hadn't paid yet.
Yep.
And the balance of, after you abate both 2016 and 17 off of the tax lien.
Got it.
So,
Okay.
Does that include the interest?
That does not.
No.
Does not.
That's
No,
a different issue.
No, that's a
Yeah,
different.
we're not
I mean,
gonna-
it does include interest on the 2018 bill.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
What they owe.
Yeah.
And it also does include interest on the balance of the lien
Okay.
that they owe us.
Okay.
Doesn't have anything to do with what we should have paid.
With the abatement.
With what they, yeah.
Okay.
The abatement.
Okay.
We were given two things at the same time, and they...
Yeah, it got
Wasn't
muddled.
our- Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's been a nightmare for me to.
I'm sure.
Charlie will, are you still working on that?
Well,
No,
it's
I asked
much
you
appreciated,
today,
Patsy.
too, yes.
It's much
But
appreciated.
I would suggest that you just, if they come back tomorrow with something, then.
Then it's a different vote. Okay,
But this is what they proposed.
got it.
And,
Okay, so the motion will be to approve the 2016, this is for NHNY, which is the boat slips, the 2016 proposed abatement of $20,502.48 with the interest to be waived, and for 2017, an abatement of $20,948.37, which would be credited toward the taxes. So I would entertain a motion to approve those two. Can we just have our vote?
You'll be voting on
We're going to get a motion and a second, and then we'll have a discussion.
Oh, okay, got it, sorry.
Okay?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Discussion. Any discussion from the board before we go for I recognize Mrs. Horder?
No,
Okay,
good
yes,
explanation.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, from the figures, you were doing that fast. The NHNY, do I understand this motion, you're going to be abating $41,450?
That's correct.
And on the EFAR, $73,392.59. should I only do it one at a time since you're...
Yeah,
okay.
let's do
All right,
this.
the 41,450, and it's being abated, you're considering the abatement. Why? What's
Because the assessor approved the abatement. And our discussion 2 weeks ago was that we have no way of knowing what an actual assessment is. The assessor does that work, comparing market value and so forth, and we rely on the assessor's opinion. And so it was the opinion of the assessor that this was a fair number.
Well, what has the Department of Revenue Administration, since they control kind of taxes, what's their input on this?
Did they have an input on this,
No.
Charlie?
No, they
I
don't
didn't
have
think
one.
so.
Really?
It's a town issue. I mean, it's a property issue.
Well,
It's an assessment issue.
I won't even address the second one because you're only addressing the first one.
Mhm.
I think it's a real slap, and then I'm speaking as a business owner, a real slap in the face to other businesses. We have empty storefronts all up and down Main Street. Now you're going to give Barry, 41,450 off. He hasn't paid his taxes since 2016. You're going to be opening up the floodgates. You're going to be having a whole lot of people saying, well, he came in here with this nice marine and everything. The cost of the boat slips and everything.
Again, it is not our business to make these assessments. We pay an assessor to do this work
I
for us
realize
based
that.
on market value and all kinds of other
I
inputs.
realize that.
Any business has the ability to apply for an abatement if they feel that their assessment has been unfair. So that is open to everybody. And if people want to apply for an abatement, they are free to do that. But ultimately,
I
the
realize
assessor will make a decision and make a recommendation to the board that it is either valid or not. And so we are relying on the assessor's
I
opinion.
realize what you rely on. I realize that. You don't always have to accept what they say.
No, you don't. You don't.
I just think it's very, very poor message to send
Okay.
to the rest of the town personally.
I understand.
Well,
yes.
to follow up on what Fran said, I mean, our assessor told us that, of course, we can deny this, and we'll take it
I
to
mean, because
the, we can take it, they'll take it to court.
Right.
And she said we'd probably lose.
Exactly. And so we could then incur court costs, and we could be tied up in
There's a
litigation for
landlord.
2 years before this gets settled. And, again,
41 and 73, so he's walking away with 100, roughly, on the shy side, more than $114,000. You're doing a great job, Barry. Beautiful. I strongly object as a taxpayer and as a business owner.
okay. Yes, Sherry.
How many upgrades has he done to his building in the last 3 years?
I would
2.5 years. I mean, he has a beautiful facility, but he neglects to pay his taxes when our other businesses, I'm a small business owner, I've been here for 14 and a half years. I don't get a break in anything. I don't see you guys upgrading to get businesses in to the town. Look at Bristol, they've done a fabulous job in the last few years. I see that you guys want to build, you want to buy the mill, which is broken down, and you're willing to give this business owner a tax break. My question is, to Patsy actually, where does she store her boat?
I think we've
That's-
gone beyond
that's personal.
beyond
That's a personal
the actual nature of the discussion. I think some of your questions, you have a right to your opinions, but they're not relevant to the discussion at hand.
Seriously, I'm a business owner and I don't get a tax break.
I believe you
This
can
is,
apply for an abatement.
exactly, it is not a tax break per se, It
All right,
is
well,
a
I agree with
reassessment
Bobby.
by
I think that
professional
you're
people.
you're
It is
opening
not the select
floodgates.
board giving it to them, it is the assessor making a recommendation, and it is our job to either accept or refuse the assessor's recommendation. That's our job. It is not here to, we're not here to bring business or drive business away, we're here to evaluate the data.
And I
So-
mean, we were told that if we don't accept this abatement, like Charlie said, it can go to court and we'll
Right.
probably lose. So either way, we're gonna lose more
For
money doing it
someone
that
that,
way.
actually, I got caught up in the erosion thing. I refinanced my whole house for 4 years.
I
So
think
you
this,
guys are gonna just go back into it and give this business owner a break on their property because they haven't paid their bill.
You have a right to your
It doesn't matter
opinion,
if you do or not, they pay their bill.
but it is
But
not
they
relevant to the
haven't paid their
discussion at
bill.
hand, and I'm going to end this discussion because it's going, you have, again, you can be angry, you can express your opinions, but it is not the board's business at this point. It is to either approve or deny the recommendation of the assessor and to accept the motion on the table.
The way I perceive it is, when he started marketing these properties, the market for a certain price. Since that point, the market has
Yes.
dropped
Yes.
significantly.
Yes.
And this is why he applied for an abatement, to
Right.
bring to equalize what he is now, what he can, not what the market will bear
Yeah.
now. And that's how this system works.
Yeah.
This is how the abatement
Right.
system works. Anybody can ask for
Yeah.
it. It's not giving anybody.
It's not giving
It's not
anything,
like
no.
He's going to get a check saying, here you go, buddy. Thank you very much.
And we've done abatements many times in the past for all kinds of reasons, that the property was not appropriately evaluated or the market has changed. And so that is the question at hand. We have a motion on the floor. Is there any more discussion from the board?
That's just not a line.
No, I think it just needs to be emphasized that this is not our decision.
It
Well,
is-
I mean, technically, it's our decision to accept the
Right.
recommendation, but we didn't do that.
We didn't come up with the
No,
numbers.
assessment.
Right.
That's
Okay.
not within our purview.
So all those in favor of approving the abatements for NHNY, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so the next one, it's the same issue. For 2016, the recommended abatement is $36,301.55. Could I ask the conversation to please stop in the back? Thank you. With the interest to be waived. And the 2017 abatement suggestion is $37,091.04 with that credited toward taxes owed. Do I have a motion to accept that proposal?
Before you make that motion, Madam Chair, you did not ask for abstentions in the first motion, and I'd like to abstain.
Oh, I apologize, Harold. Okay, it was, if you could correct that vote. Okay, so a motion for this one.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion from the board? I'm assuming the conversation from the public is the same. So, any further discussion? Okay, in that case, all those in favor of approving this abatement request, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Abstained? Okay, thank you. And thank you, Patsy, for all your hard work.
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay. DPW Director. Craig, you want to talk about the bids?
Sure.
Okay.
We received 2 bids for the pickup trucks. And you had, I think there was no.
Yes, there's an attachment, yep.
But the first one was the 1986, I think, we opened first. And the winning bid was Jarrett Downing.
Okay,
And we just need a motion from you guys to accept that.
Okay.
It's,
okay, a motion to approve the bid amount of $600 for the 1986 Chevy pickup truck to Jarrett Downing.
I'll make that.
Motion.
One of you want a second? Or any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and the next one, we
the
had,
next one was the 1985, and that went to Russell Drew. We just need a,
okay, a motion to approve the bid amount of $280 for the 1985 Chevy pickup truck to Russell Drew Jr.
That's a separate truck, right?
It's a separate truck.
Yeah.
separate truck.
Yeah, the first one was
285.
86, it was a typo.
Oh, I missed that,
Yeah,
sorry.
that- Yeah,
Okay.
I did too, but we
I'll make
fixed
that
it.
motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
The second same motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and the loader.
Yeah, the loader went to, the only bid we received was for Peter Graves. He bid $12,000.
Okay. How does that compare to what you might have gotten on in
Well,
as a trade-in?
we got offered $10,000
Oh, excellent.
as a trade-in.
Excellent.
So we
That's-
made a little
oh,
bit
wow.
more than what we
Glad,
would've.
that's what I was hoping to hear.
Nice.
So-
Okay.
That's good, $2,000 is a lot of diesel for your new loader.
Indeed,
That's right.
indeed. All right, a motion to approve the bid amount of $12,000 for the 1981 International Loader to Peter Graves.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Charlie, you're gonna sign the bill of sale?
Do you want me to sign the bill of sale?
There were bill of sales made up, and so
Okay.
we approve him to start signing.
Oh, okay, a motion to allow town administrator to sign the bills of sale.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Thanks.
All those, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
The other thing about the guy being the
Okay.
only one for 12,000, he kind of got a good deal on that too.
Mhm.
Craig was telling me, if he would have went to the dealership,
Yeah.
he would have probably paid 15 or 16 instead of 12,000. Right?
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
Oh,
So
that's
even though he was the only
yeah,
one, to
all
be
right.
clear, still
Wonderful.
it works out for both sides.
I love to hear that. Excellent.
Yes, win-win.
Okay, now you're on for the paving of Collins Street and Depot Street sidewalks.
Yeah, well, you guys, I sent the quote through. So the Collins Street is on our list of roads to be paved from the Lake Region Planning Commission. When I first talked to GMI about this, they recommended paving the whole road to save the whole road. And it's basically because of the volume of trucks going over it.
Yeah,
A lot of sewage trucks now, and it's
Yeah.
the most traveled road in town.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to the dump Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So it's really got a lot of traffic, so it's, before that other part from the bridge up deteriorates, I'd like to put an overlay on that. Now, from the bridge down, if you look at the quote, it's so bad, it's gonna be ground up and full depth reclamation on that.
So you know the
Ground
last,
up and relayed.
do we know the last time that was paved?
I have no clue, but it's probably original pavement, the way it looks. It's very thin and very brittle. So I bet there's only 2 inches of pavement from the ridge down. The last time the road was paved, they stopped at the bridge, Collins Street Bridge. They didn't
Okay.
go
Yeah.
beyond it.
yeah.
So I think, judging by what's underneath there, it's original pavement when that road was built. Because there's no other pavement underneath it.
Wow.
Is there any concern that Water and Sewer are going to be doing a major construction project down there, that then you're going to have new trucks going in on that pavement?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's right. So if we don't do something, it's gonna get worse from the bridge forward.
Okay,
It's up to you guys how far you wanna go. If you wanna go, right now, the quote's all the way to their gate.
okay,
There was just some discussion several months ago when I brought it up, just as a FYI, I'm looking into it.
yeah,
Maybe we don't go that far. I did present the quote to the Water and Sewer Department, and they didn't at that time, didn't wanna help out paving any, paying for any pavement.
well,
To help
it's
that.
not,
Just
it's
as
not
an
in their
FYI,
budget, so
I
it's,
presented it to
yeah.
them to see if they were interested in helping out.
yeah,
I know they had in the past, so, but they came back and said, no, we're gonna keep our money, which is fine, but I did give them the option of paying some of that bill. So right now, the quote goes, just so all you guys know, it goes from the bridge down to their gate and then up into the dump gate. So they have a hard time keeping that little corner fixed.
yeah,
We're down there all the time adding gravel.
Yeah, I
fixing
know.
it, Just for people turning the corner.
Who built the wall, the lovely brick wall that's there around that
We
corner?
did that.
You did that?
Yeah, we
Okay.
put that in to try to push that wall back because the sand keeps coming down in preparation of possibly paving this.
Yeah,
So just a little pre-work.
yeah,
No matter what, it's gonna help out,
yeah,
especially with the trucks that come into our facility to haul away the recyclables.
okay,
The 53-foot box trucks have a hard time getting over that bridge, so
Yeah.
we need to go to the left as you're
Yeah.
leaving
yeah,
more. So we talked to the landowner, he let us do that.
oh, okay,
You don't need any more septic trucks running over your bridges.
Right,
Water
right.
trucks, whatever.
Whatever it is, it's a one-lane bridge, so we try to make it so people can straighten it out.
yeah,
So with this new paving project, we're gonna shift the road to the right as you're going towards the dump.
Yeah.
The transfer station.
yeah,
A little bit more. to
Yeah.
Give everybody a little more room to straighten that little turnout.
okay,
So the proposal's there, if we were to shorten it up and not pave
Yeah,
the whole road,
yeah.
it would be considerably less.
I'd like to get any
Except,
comment
you know,
from the water and sewer people, just because I know you're going to be doing a major construction. Do you have any concerns with the paving being done? No?
No. I'd just like to correct the record about why we didn't agree to pay for the paving, and the reason is that we have no budget line for paving roads.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
That's,
okay,
we can't, legally, we can't do it.
okay. I know the Collins Street Bridge was a different issue. It was an emergency, and, but anyway, that was in the past. Okay. Any other questions from the board or a motion to approve the?
Can you let us know what the figures are?
Yeah. Craig, can you tell us what the?
Yeah, so if you, well, the total project is, I think it's $101,000.
Yeah, yep.
And just the Collins Street alone, without the sidewalk, is $73,860.
Oh, okay.
Just for.
Well, I want to do the sidewalk separately.
Well, it's.
It's all one contract?
Well, it's one contract,
Okay.
but it is broken down.
Okay, well then, let's discuss the sidewalks if we have to make a single motion. If you
Yep.
could give us some information on the
So
sidewalk
the
issue.
sidewalks, the only reason I wanted to throw this in is because it's probably one of our worst sidewalks in town.
Yeah,
But the state had done the tip downs on it.
Yeah.
So now it's, because when the state paves, they have to do tip downs on
Right,
any
right.
sidewalks that's existing to make it compliant.
mm-hmm,
So they footed the bill for that. Now, from what I understand, that's our sidewalk.
mm-hmm,
It's not the state sidewalk.
right.
They have
Is this
no,
you're referring to?
what's that?
Which stretch is this that you're referring to?
From the fire station, from Firehouse Lane down to
Okay,
Depot Street.
Okay, I'm sorry, I thought we were talking about Collins Street.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
Yeah, she'd asked it.
Okay.
Brandon asked it.
Yeah, I wanted information on the sidewalks, yeah.
So they're in bad shape. They've been patched numerous and dozens of times. Again, it's the pavement's so brittle it can't
Okay.
stand anything anymore.
So we have new tip downs and old sidewalks, is
We
that
have
what you're
brand new
saying?
tip downs and old sidewalks.
Okay.
So it looks kind of,
Yeah,
Does this alleviate the bicycle jump at the end of, across from the firehouse that kind of goes to nowhere? There's a
on the
dip down.
left,
Yeah.
yeah, we could get rid of that sidewalk.
I just-
We could get rid, I wouldn't take the whole sidewalk out.
It just goes to nowhere, that's why I asked.
But I would take that out and just terminate that. And we're talking about upgrading the sidewalks in town, trying to make everything better.
yeah,
But it takes a lot of money to do that. But, yeah, so I just wanted to dress that up. I mean,
Okay.
the brand new tip downs and old sidewalks. So just so everybody knows, the cost on that alone is, what was it, 50?
15,180?
No, it's like 22,000.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if you add the
right,
15 plus
in
the
the
72.
7.2, yep. So
So,
it's broken down, one is installing gravel and sidewalk area, and that was 7,200, and then supplying and installing hand paved binder course at 2-inch compacted. I don't know what that means, but anyway, that's for a total of 15,180. So
Right.
that's the total for the sidewalks. And then Collins Street, reclaim existing asphalt in place, fine grade roll and compact roadway, at a cost of $4,951.80, and then supply and install machine paved binder course for $73,860.80. So you need one motion for the whole contract?
if you guys so
Okay.
choose to do, I mean, you can I can have them break it up if you didn't want to do it all, it's up to you guys. I thought I'd bring it in front of the public and.
So any
Board.
discussion before we make a motion?
I have one question.
Yep.
Did they give you a price point from, say, the top of Collins Street to the bridge, running from the bridge to the end of the road? And the only reason why I ask this is that environmentally minded, that's a protected river, and there's federal rebates for using experimental pavement in areas next to and abutting protected rivers. You might be able to save some money if you.
I'm not aware of any
Okay.
rebates.
Like, have you ever been over?
And they
one-
haven't mentioned anything
Okay.
about that either.
Have you ever been over 118 between Warren and Woodstock, and there's a sign up there that says experimental pavement ahead, it's green?
Yeah, if
It
you
runs
know,
parallel to the waterways.
if you know the information on where to get that rebate, let me know, I'll look into it.
Okay.
I've never known,
I'll forward that to you, it's from the DOT.
they've never, but I can look into that and absolutely see if that's something we can do to save money.
Okay,
We can't do anything but lower the cost
yep.
Right.
by that, so.
So if we have a motion to approve this and you come back with something lower, that would make us
That
all
would be
happy,
great,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
And absolutely, I'll look into it.
All right.
If I can do that.
Thank you, Harold, I appreciate that.
And if it's a better pavement for the trucks, it's better for the
Sure,
road.
sure.
Just so you guys know, this will come out of the CRF for road improvement.
Okay. All right. So the total is 101,
It's on the, yeah.
yeah, I just want to make sure we have $101,192.60 to take from the CRF. So I have a motion to approve that amount for the paving of Collins Street and the repair of the sidewalks. I mean, paving of, you know what I mean. Okay.
Depot Street sidewalks.
Depot Street sidewalks, thank you.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Okay, thank you, Craig. Okay, new business, Ashland Water and Sewer, State Revolving Fund.
Yeah, I wanted to let everybody know that we did receive the state revolving fund loan for $1.5 million
Nice.
last week for the septic receiving station. At the budget committee, Sherry Downing asked how much this was going to add to our tax burden, and the answer is $0. I wanted to remind everybody that the town voted on this in the warrant article, which the town approved. And in that warrant article, it said that there would be zero tax impact to, as a result of the loan. Water and sewer is an enterprise fund, which means that we operate on solely on water and sewer rates paid by our customers and from septic receiving fees.
Okay.
So nothing that we do impacts taxes.
Thank you for
Yeah,
reminding
appreciate-
everybody of that.
Appreciate the clarification. Okay, any other old business? New business, I'm sorry, we do have it. Woody Thompson, Route 3 drainage problem on Little Squam Lake. Mr. Thompson, I believe?
I'm
I-
Woody Thompson.
I must recuse myself as I'm in a butter to your lake
Oh,
property.
okay. So if you want to, we've gotten your email and
So
your
you
letter.
forwarded the letter
If
or
you
email
would
I
please
sent?
explain it for the public.
Okay, I'll try to keep it real brief.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Woody Thompson, my wife Louise, and my nephew is the wife Muriel Benton. And we two families, the Thompsons and the Bentons, occupy a small piece of land on the west end of Little Squam, right next to the Sharpses on Route 3. And so we wanted to bring to your attention a stormwater drainage issue coming off the highway. When they widened the road way back in the 50s, whatever it was, they put a culvert under Route 3, which discharges quite literally into our backyard behind the camp that Louise and I have. And if you went there today when it's dry, you say, well, that doesn't look like much of a ditch to me, but when it rains heavy or for a long time, it's a real gusher. A lot of storm water comes pouring out of the culvert and goes directly into our into the lake on our beach, in the swimming area where we swim, and the sharks is also. And that storm water coming out of the culvert on the lakeside keeps piling up road gravel. And my dad and I used to shovel it out for years and years, and one time the DOT came and took some away, and now that we'll have some pictures there that Muriel will pass around. So anyhow, the gravel keeps piling up, and the culvert's about clogged again, and that storm water is eroding tree roots along the lake shore where it drops down onto the beach, and whatever's in that water is going straight into the lake. And so it's been a chronic problem for some decades now, and we're hoping that the DOT can perhaps continue take the storm water down the north side of the road all the way to where there's another drain going across and right into the lake. If it has to go in the lake, that would be a lot better than coming across our yard. And I'm sure we're not the only people with this problem, but we thought we should bring it to your attention. since I understand the protocol is to present the issue to yourselves, who in turn can bring it to, I think, the Lakes Region Planning Commission.
Well, there's a Transportation Advisory Committee at LRPC that has direct communication with both DOT and DES. And my assumption is that this is really an issue for both of them. If it's dumping stuff into the lake as well as onto your property, that it could involve both DOT and DES. I also understand you have gone to DOT in the past without success.
No, they didn't do
Okay.
anything to remediate the
Yeah.
problem. They did come one time, with
Okay.
a little backhoe, whatever it was, at the mouth of the culvert, but nothing was done.
Right.
I walked down the ditch on the north side of the road, and there is another storm drain just down the hill from
Okay.
us towards Ashland.
Okay.
And it would go right into the lake.
Right.
You get the water down there,
Right.
where they said.
Okay.
So-
Well, I hear your concerns, as I'm sure you understand, it's not really a town issue because it's a state road. However, we happen to have in the audience 2 representatives to the LRPC TAC, and I would suggest that we transfer the issue to them and have them take it to the TAC
That'd be great.
and see who they can talk to. Dave, Craig, would that be acceptable to you, to see if you could deal with it?
Yeah, I actually recommended that Woody come so that the town could look at the problem and then be supportive. I would like to be able to go to Susan Stack, who's the LRPC person that heads up the TAG committee, and say that the town would like us to, like you to look at this and perhaps work with DOT to remediate the situation. DOT, I think, is much more amenable to this kind of thing now than it has been in the past. We have, on the TAC committee, looked at a number of culvert repairs and issues like this one. Most of them are larger than this one, but basically, as you can see, the
Yeah, it's quite a
problem
mess.
is the same, and you have water and gravel and all kinds of dirt going into the lake and filling it in, and that's something that we really need to try to alleviate.
Okay. Comments? Yes, Kathleen?
I would suggest to the Thompsons that they contact DES themselves. You can call their number, which is 603-271-3503. They can direct you to the Water Division. I formerly served on the Conservation Commission. And they can direct you to the person. I know the person who's in charge of the Lakes and Rivers program. Her name's Tracy Sales. But if you want to peruse the whole DES menu, you go to the Water Division, and they'll have every employee within the Water Division, what their title is, their email address, and their phone number. I have found they seem to respond to emails more than phone calls, but just calling the main line at DES, usually they will direct you to the person who can at least listen to your concern. You can also file online a complaint. You can download your pictures, include it with your complaint. It's a governmental entity, but I have found in my case, surprisingly, sometimes they get back to you the same day. It depends on their workload.
His name was Tracy.
Tracy Sales, S-A-L-E-S.
Okay.
Lake and River Management. If she can't help you, she will know somebody within the Water Division, so you might have to be switched back and forth because they have many employees and they all have very defined roles within this governmental entity.
We're trying to get this kind of known. We have gone to DES.
You have,
okay.
And DOT. We've, yeah.
I'm a geologist, I was retired from the state of Maine, and I'm now doing some part-time work for the New Hampshire Geological Survey, which is part of DES. I'm in Lancaster, New
Oh,
Hampshire.
the left hand doesn't know what the right
So,
hand's
you're
doing
right.
many times.
So this
Yes.
is a big agency with many
Yeah.
different tasks.
Yeah, but you need, that's why you have to be directed to the right division and the
Yeah.
person within that division who can assist you. This is not within our jurisdiction. We cannot, yeah.
Okay. And in your experience, would they in turn put the appropriate pressure on the DOT?
That I can't answer.
And that's why the TAC might be able
And
to
this
help
is-
you with
That's why
that.
we're coming to you.
Yeah.
And this is why
Why.
one governmental unit has more pull to talk to another
Yeah.
one than us at a
Yeah.
town level.
I'll get you in a minute, Craig. I want to recognize Harold
The other
first.
person that you need to speak to is a woman by the name of Teresa Patak. And I also sat on the Conservation Commission for about 6 years prior to this. She handles all of your storm runoffs. We had an issue in town where there was a culvert that was unknown origin, and she helped us get to the bottom of it, whereas there was some stuff coming out of it that quite honestly, we didn't know what it was. My concern would be, where you are, there's a lot of loons, there's a lot of species that depend on not having petroleum distillates in the water that they swim in and drink.
And
So
so,
I think that would be my concern.
Yes.
You have a shoreline issue.
Yes.
You have a DOT issue.
And
You have a
species.
stormwater issue. And these are all within the jurisdiction of
So what was
DOT
the-
and
Excuse me,
DES.
Harold, what's her last name?
Patak.
P-T-A-K.
Attack.
Okay. Yes, Craig.
Yeah, I went down and I looked at that.
Okay.
Just, Charlie had sent me an email.
Yep.
So, from a road issue guy,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I had the same pictures, because I did go down and look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna tell you that the drain's working like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So what happens is they want the drains to come out of the road and leach into the ground and kind of spread out. and
Disperse.
Go into the soil.
But they're not.
Yeah, we have
Okay.
hard silty soil, it doesn't
Right.
infiltrate at all.
So they're gonna tell you it's working because all that
Mm.
silt has been caught in your backyard. And it
Yeah,
is, it's
yeah,
been
yeah,
caught.
yeah.
And doesn't really look like too much is getting into there, but it is clogging his backyard. That's why he should probably go to the DES
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because DOT's gonna look at it just like I looked
Yeah.
at it and say, yeah, it's doing its job. I
Right,
need
right.
to clean it, but it's doing its job. So
Right.
go with the DES version, because they're gonna fight them, because they don't wanna see that silt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get anywhere with the DOT.
No. Well,
It's just working like.
I think I can safely say you have the support of the board to move this forward. We have no control over it, but, I'm grateful that people have given you some avenues to explore, and the TAC representatives will take it up there as well, and hopefully you can find some resolution to your
So what
concerns.
I'm hearing here then is that there's no point going through that intermediate organization. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What the heck, you might as well try every.
Try a
avenue that
coordinated
you have.
approach.
Okay.
You hit them from four sides, and maybe somebody will
Well, thank
wake
you,
up.
because that will
Okay.
help, and we will continue.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, good luck.
But I'm going to echo what
Sure.
Craig said.
Yep.
I think DES is going to be more open to hearing your complaints because it's within the shoreline protection area.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
And,
going right down there Thursday to meet with some geologists, so we'll knock on their door in person.
You know,
Why
that-
not? Nothing like the personal approach.
That's
You
right.
can get a picture of the water silted into the lake.
We're supposed to have rain on Wednesday. Get down there and take some pictures. Okay?
A picture
All
tells
right.
a
Well, good luck.
1,000 words, yeah.
All right. Any other new business? Okay, old business, town administrator updates.
Okay, so here is our monthly updates from all of the departments. Some of them are combined with last month because we did the semi-annual last month and not much from the department heads. So, jumping right in, the library had 610 patrons visit in July. They borrowed 1,125 items from the library and used 98 downloadable Audible and ebooks. 34 children participated in the library summer reading program. Patrons checked out 28 passes to the Polar Caves and Science Center this summer. Couple upcoming events at the library. Tea night at the library will be held on Friday, August 24th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. The book group will be held on Monday, August 27th at 7 p.m. Preschool story time will take place on Friday, September 7th from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Friends of the Library will hold a book sale during the town-wide yard sale, which is coming up on September 15th. The Friends of the Library and the Historical Society are hosting the New Hampshire Humanitaries Program, If I Am Not For Myself, Who Will Be For Me? The story of George Washington's runaway slave who found freedom in New Hampshire. This program is free and will be held at the Booster Club on Wednesday, September 19th at 7 p.m. And as Director Weinberg ended her email to me, the only thing that you absolutely have to know is the location of the library. Anyone care to guess who that was?
Albert Einstein?
Oh. Ding, 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 ding. All right.
Okay.
All right, the fire department had taken 40 calls in July, 25 medical emergencies, 8 fire rescue calls, 6 motor vehicle accidents, and they had 1 service call. They continue their monthly training for water rescues, EMS training, which involved pediatric transport, ambulance safety, provider safety, and infectious disease prevention. Various department members attended outside training on firefighter cancer awareness and prevention. The final phase of the EMS and the warm zone training is scheduled for September 8th. This involves members of the Ashland Police Department and Fire Department, as well as personnel from surrounding towns. The new truck is now in service. Personnel is continuing to train and familiarize themselves with the engine. Apparatus pump testing was completed in July. Engine 1 and Engine 2 and ladder 1 are all meeting NFPA standards. Air compressor maintenance and SCBA flow testing are scheduled for, well, it was for August 13th. Emergency generator annual maintenance is scheduled for the 24th. Aereo and ground ladder testing is conducted in October. Life safety code inspections continue for assembly and rental occupancies. NFIRS reports for July were reviewed and sent to the State Marshal's Office, and Deputy Busquet has completed quality assurance reviews of all the TEMS reports. All right. Chief Randall, the National Police Department, this is for May and June combined. They had 799 calls.
Wow.
242 incidents, 23 arrests, 7 warrants, 5 accidents, 163 citation and warnings, and 14 parking tickets.
Busy.
Lieutenant and sergeant attended training on updates for the IMC software. The sergeant and officer of Waterbury attended training on human trafficking.
Very sad.
Yeah. What's that?
I said, that's sad.
Oh, I thought someone else said
No.
something. Sorry. Chief Randall attended the Prosecution Association meeting in preparation for the 2019 budget. Chief Randall and Sergeant Gray attended the 4th of July committee and the 150th celebration committee meetings. Of course, this was with May and June. As for July, the Ashland Police Department had 387 dispatch service calls, 136 incidents, 15 arrests, 2 warrants, 7 accidents, 78 citation warnings, and
my
8
goodness.
parking tickets. The chief, lieutenant, and patrol officers attended Valor training relative to officer safety and wellness. The chief, lieutenant, and sergeant attended drug intelligence meeting at up in Plymouth with state police, drug task force, DEA, county attorney's office. The new cruiser is finally back into service after 13 weeks of being off the road. We had some issues with that. None since. Go right ahead.
Part-time officer, Mayor. He's not patrolman. He retired as a little higher up.
Is that what the PT stands for,
Yes, that's
part-time?
Yeah, he's a lieutenant.
Yes, he is. He said patrolman, that's bottom wrong.
Yeah, lieutenant.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. He's basically the chief at one time, right?
Yes, he was interim.
4th of July fireworks parade went well. There's no accidents. Chiefs like to thank all of those involved that made it a success. I would like to thank all the outside agency that assisted them in making the celebration safe. The 150th celebration that took place all week was a great success, and that went well too. He said that the 150th committee was a joy to work with. He commended all involved with a job well done and those outside agencies that assisted making the celebration safe. The Ashland Police Department continues to follow up on investigations with ongoing cases as well. And as always, please remember that car break-ins are crimes of opportunity, and it is recommended that you always lock your vehicles. It's Tony's signature sign off.
Right,
Yeah.
The clerk, we took in tax collection for June, $1,851,416. That all does not go to the town. It goes to the school too. Vehicle registrations, $31,471. Dog registrations, $365. Vital records, $249. As for July, the tax collection was $685,926. Vehicle registrations, $42,943. Dog registrations, $351, and vital records was $74.
Can I ask a question? Betsy,
right
how
ahead.
are we on taxes for collection?
I knew you were gonna, and I didn't figure it out. I've been working on it.
Okay.
she's been working on
You didn't think I
abatements.
would ask that.
Yeah.
Okay,
But thanks for getting your dogs registered.
yes.
Parks and Rec. The after-school program finished the 2018 school year with 39
It's
kids
unbelievable.
enrolled in the program.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
They average 24 kids a day, and they're still using the food bank program for healthy snacks and drinks. We save a little bit money by doing that. Summer camp ran from June 25th through August 10th with 42 kids signed up. The average weekly attendance was 36. Big round of thank you to Elaine Hughes Realty for donating all of our camp shirts again this year. We had a toilet seal leak in the bathroom, and that needed to be replaced. The water leaked into the lower level at the Booster Club, so Ann had to replace some sheetrock, and we were able to install installation because there wasn't some there before. The water heater at the snack shack had to be replaced. There's now hot water in the building. During one of the past storms, a tree fell on a camper over at the campground. Fortunately, no one was hurt, no one was there. The occupants were able to replace their camper with a new one through their insurance agency. DPW removed some of the trees and took the stump out. To see if there's other trees at risk, and actually had a walkthrough with I guess you could say an arborist.
Arborist.
Arborist. Sorry. Close enough. Okay, you know what I meant.
Tree guy.
Yeah, right, tree guy.
So we might have some trees that need to be cut down. He said there's 19 trees that need to be taken down.
Wow.
In us, we have concerns that there could be someone there and trees falls. We're trying to be safe and
Yeah.
secure before anything were to happen. So we'll see. I know she went out for a couple quotes, and
Okay.
When she gets those, she's going to present them.
Okay.
The beach opened on June 18th along with the snack shack. The stairs on the beach were cracked and had to be replaced. New lifeguards were hired this year. They are all certified through Whale's Tail. We got a discount for doing
Great.
that.
Nice.
That's a pretty hefty discount if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah, it was more than last year, I think, though, unfortunately. But they still, saving money. And the beach will be closing on August 26th.
Wow.
Okay.
That's right,
This
summer's
Saturday.
All
over.
right.
Don't say that.
September 20th, actually.
Okay.
Wow.
I'd like to make a request. I'd like to have a report from the building inspector, code enforcement. I have absolutely no idea what the man looks like or what he has done.
Well, we've
Since I've been
asked
on the
too,
board.
haven't we, Marty? Planning board.
It would be nice to get a report
Yes.
All right.
about numbers of permits and,
Yes, like
Yeah.
rest of the department heads do.
yeah.
Well, did you say at the last meeting that there was something he was looking into over here with the old Layton's building that he was gonna get to us? Something, someone looked into it? Like roofing project or something?
A roofing
Right here,
project?
the-
They replaced the roof on that
right
building, I
here on the
noticed,
left
but,
As you drive out, the restaurant.
Oh, the thing
Yeah.
when they're doing the shingles?
yeah.
Yeah, he looked into
He
it.
talked to them.
He talked to
He's
them.
he's
Yeah.
spoken with the owner.
Yeah.
Got the
Okay.
money.
Yeah.
Project list.
All right, project list for the TAP grant. So Craig and I went down and had a visit with NHDOT and KV Partners about the projected construction costs being over. This was basically one DOT looked at the application and compared it to the budget, projected number from KV Partners, and remember I got the okay
Yep.
from the board
Yep.
if we went a little bit over. So anyways, we were able to break that down from, gosh, we were at $123,000 over to about, I don't know, Craig left.
Craig left, yeah.
About 60,000, and
That's
it
great.
might be able to go lower.
Wonderful.
One of the things that they caught, we overestimated on the right-of-way. They don't think it's gonna be that high. And plus DPW being able to do some of the work will lower the costs.
Great.
We do have that new grader, that machine, the excavator that's perfect for that.
Yeah, and he talked about probably being able to remove some of the sidewalk that's
Yeah,
there.
that's great. That's
So,
fabulous.
yeah, we should be able to save a little bit.
Absolutely.
The Thompson Street, Smith Hill Road Reconstruction Project, our pre-application was accepted for, pre-application was accepted by the SRF. Basically, we made the priority list. We did qualify for principal loan forgiveness, and now we just wait to hear from the advisory commission if we can get any grant funding, which I'm thinking sometime in September is the hope we could be able to find out about that. Then, of course, on to town vote.
Yep.
Ashland Properties, the LW Packard Mill site, the Board of Selectmen, we're going to schedule a date and tour the property.
And we need to discuss that. We can do it now if you want.
Sure.
I understand that you can't attend on the 9th, right? That was a Sunday? It was a Sunday?
I might be able to do the 9th now. I think I got the
Oh.
date, 8th, 9th.
Okay, well, now I can't do the 9th.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a religious
So, if you can arrange a tour for yourself sometime with Steve Heath, maybe we can find a time when the four
Harold
of
said
us.
he can't do it
He
on
can't
the
do it.
9th.
I know,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking for another date.
Okay.
I said if he can, and I can't do the 9th either,
So who do you mean he?
Casey, because doing it during the week is a problem for Casey. But if we can find a time when the four of us can go during the week with
And maybe
Steve Heath's schedule.
maybe the two guys can do it together at another time?
Well, Harold, can you attend midweek?
Oh, yeah, as long as it's after August 27th, I can attend anytime midweek.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, let me talk to Chief Heath and see if I can find a midweek date when the four of us can attend. I will be in contact by email, and Casey, I could ask you to talk to Steve and arrange a tour yourself. And I'd like that to happen as soon as possible so that we can get on to discussing the next steps for Ashland Properties.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So, that's it. Okay, go ahead, Charlie.
Alrighty. So the L-chip, no significant updates with that as of today. We did process the bill, if that's an update. The town parcel audit, this is the GIS mapping. Patsy continues to pull the property records to get that ready for those folks to come through and start analyzing that and consolidating the data.
Okay.
The building permit fees, I let the building inspector know that we were looking for some type of analysis to explain some new proposed fees. My thought was to have the meeting, the public hearing, I should say, on August 31st at 10 a.m. in the town office. And it gives everyone a chance to finally meet the building inspector. I know you guys have conflicting schedules with him. But any thoughts about that date?
I can make it, but
What is it?
August.
We have to have a public hearing
Right.
to increase the fees.
Oh, the 31st?
Yeah.
But I'd like the information before we have.
Well,
the
yeah,
public
Oh,
hearing.
yeah,
we
Yeah.
would,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, I won't be here.
Okay.
Isn't that the day before Labor Day?
Yeah, well, it's that weekend.
What, is that a Friday?
Yes, it's
Yeah, Friday,
Yeah.
okay. No, okay, I can't do it.
All right.
Okay.
That's a hard weekend.
Yeah, because as it is, we're going to be having our meeting on Tuesday the 4th, correct?
Okay, so
Friday's
no big
Yeah.
deal. How about, I will push it back a couple weeks.
Yeah, we push
How
it
about my
because,
next TA update? We'll push it to like the end of
we
September.
need the list of recommended
Okay.
fees. We can't have a public
Yeah.
hearing unless we're informed, so. We need to know what the recommendations are,
Right.
okay?
Okay. Grant opportunities. I could probably change this to the new TAP grant. We submitted an LOI, letter of interest, to NHDOT for this new round of TAP grant funding. I attended the mandatory TAP grant application training last week in Lincoln. And just so you guys know, we have to get our application to DOT by September 7th.
Oh, wow.
And that means it has to be in their hands. It can't be in the mail, so to
Yep.
speak.
Oh, wow.
Today, Craig and I walked with an engineer or KV Partners who is probably going to help us with the application. A little bit of feedback for the board and the town when it pertains to those TAP applications is DOT, the federal government who gives the funding through DOT, likes to see and improve infrastructure. They are trying to see expansion. They're not completely against new roads, but they also want to see expansion. So from our LOI, we're probably going to change it a little bit to possibly extend through West Street. We got kind of a thumbs up that that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for when they
Yeah,
grade
yeah.
our application.
Right.
Because right now, our current TAP grant goes to West Street.
Yep.
And then if we continue it, we could probably get more points. And recently there was an accident down there, I think 2 weeks ago. Not good.
A
We need sidewalk there.
pedestrian
We need
was
sidewalk
hit,
there.
yeah.
The minimum our project has to be is $400,000. That, just doing that section is not enough. So today we had further conversations about expanding it down Winter Street. Winter Street, once we got there, Mike was like, you're probably at least $400,000 now between the two.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where we need to be.
Yep, that's great.
It wouldn't go over the bridge, it would stop before the bridge, but there's a lot of work.
Well, this was always envisioned to be a phased project.
Yeah.
We can't do it all, and
Yeah.
those are two areas that those of us who did the last TAP grant thought would be a nice
okay.
follow-on. So,
Okay. Yep.
it might
Yep.
be nice when the grant is put together to have the previous committee take a look at it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there any
Sure.
discussion or any looking into the other side of town? I guess I would query where Ledgewoods is.
We have talked about that as well.
It's not connected.
It's not connected right now, but that's high on at least my own personal wish that we go that direction ultimately, because we do have housing up there.
When I was looking at it, I go two ways by there, one down Winona Road, and I don't take Winona Road that much anymore because during the summer, you get put into the other lane of travel because there's no sidewalk and people have their strollers going down the middle of the lane.
Yep.
That's kind of scary and something 9 feet wide.
Yep.
So my thought was perhaps we should have a meeting to look at, there's one strip of land there that I believe the town holds that has a drainage basin through it that goes from Winona Road to Washington Street. You might want to consider doing something there and just bringing them down to Washington Street and then into town. And we can do away with all of that drama.
Well, you can take a look at that with Craig too, Charlie.
I mean, that would be a
Yeah.
cheap fix because it's a gravel
Yeah.
right away. We could put a nice little trail there with some crushed stone or something.
Mhm.
Something
Yep,
ADA
yep.
compliant,
Yep.
but still
Yep.
keeping the people out of Winona Road.
Yeah, no, it's certainly worth looking at, because
Yeah.
I know that's an area of
Because we have a
concern.
dead end on Washington Street right in front of the church where the
Okay.
sidewalk just ends.
Yeah. Yes, Tony?
I'll just comment on that. You can build it, but you can't make them use it.
Right.
Okay.
And then
Right.
we continue, because this is my example that I'll use. Drive down to the ballpark, we have a perfectly good sidewalk, and everybody walks on the other side
Yeah.
of the street from the sidewalk.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
Now, to be quite honest with you, when there's a sidewalk available and they walk on the other side of the street, we can write them tickets.
Okay.
Okay, it's called pedestrian on the roadway,
Okay.
but we do not go
Yeah, no,
there. Okay?
Right.
Because people will just be hating us.
I know.
Okay?
Right.
So, it sounds good,
Uh-huh.
but somehow you gotta train people to
Right.
go that way.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And I don't know how,
funny?
I
Never
personally
looked
don't
at
know how you would do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great idea, because
Mhm.
you do have that drainage swale down through there for the, I think it's it may be the water line, something.
Yeah,
There's
the
water
water
tower
towers.
as well.
Yep.
And go down Washington Street, because that is a lot safer route to go.
Okay.
But just it's about training people to go there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Tony.
All right.
Town of Ashland Appreciation Day. I think I wrote this last month, but I'm not sure. But the board received a memo from the Heritage Commission with a variety of suggestions for the day. You guys had discussed various recommendations at the meeting, and we're sort of intrigued by the idea of having a town-wide party barbecue in conjunction with the Ashland Community Church.
I can add to that.
Go ahead.
At Heritage last week, where we're going to meet with Craig tomorrow at 2 o'clock at the jail to discuss, right? Because that was
what we
decided. Yes,
decided
that
on, yeah.
it was reorganize the old jail.
Yeah.
So our new chairman, who was Kendall B. Hughes,
Okay.
made contact with Craig at the
Great.
meeting, and so we were all notified on the spot.
Okay.
This was the day it was going to happen.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
So the town, with no other updates
Okay.
with this. Solar energy, I don't know, Lee, if you wanted me to write something down here.
Yeah, I
I'm
can
gonna
just,
ask you that.
yeah, I can just update that I contacted, yes, Novus in New Hampshire, Solar Gardens, and also Granite Apollo, the ones that contacted us. And I'm still waiting to hear back on when they can actually come for a presentation. We're just going back and forth right now, but now it's looking like it won't be till October or November. So I have 2 other companies I am also going to contact because I think we should have at least 3 or 4
Okay.
companies. So when I find out, I will let you know.
Great.
And also electric and water and sewer. And in the meantime, I plan to ask to be on the agenda of electric coming up September, the beginning of October meeting, so that I can
Great.
give them a review.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lee.
I have some information on the Whipple House. David Rule announced at the Heritage Commission meeting that they have begun the repairs on the damaged chimney.
Oh, good.
Oh.
It's finished now.
Okay,
You
wonderful.
did not take a picture to show us?
Thank you. Okay, great.
And I would like to bring up about perhaps that sometime in September, October, we perhaps have a joint meeting with the Historical Society to discuss updating the lease contract. What
Good
we want
idea.
to see as a town, since many people do not realize the town actually owns the Whipple House,
Right.
and what vision the Historical Society has for the building that they lease.
Good
And
idea.
we need to interface with each other.
Okay.
To at least find out what people feel at this
Right.
point, because it hasn't been updated since 1978.
Okay. Harold, did you say you had something too?
No, that's what I was gonna bring
Oh,
up.
okay.
Chimney.
Are you going to find a date to bring back to us? Or?
I've left everything for Charlie, because we have to
Okay.
have all the warrant article, the lease, all that information. We
Oh,
all need to have that in front of us.
Right.
And the Historical Society has to have that information too.
Okay.
And where David is still the president, I believe, correct? That he can start spreading the news to his fellow board members.
Yeah, we have a meeting tomorrow.
So,
Okay.
Good. Thank
Okay.
you.
All
Any
right,
other?
I can put that on
Okay,
this list.
thank you.
Meeting September, October.
but yeah, because
Don't
we
forget
have
my
to inform
Yeah.
them by November 30th whether the lease is going to continue.
Yeah.
And if not, it expires December 31st.
Okay,
Okay.
gret, thank you.
Right,
Any
one
other
more.
old business?
Yeah, I've got one
okay.
more. I received a letter from Steve and Lee Sharps, possible relations to
Me?
Lee Sharps,
Lee Sharps. All right.
whose husband's name is Steve.
Yeah, my sarcasm and attempts to be funny
okay.
did not go far.
No.
That's okay. That's okay.
Move on,
Go
Charlie.
ahead. Okay. It says, "Dear Board, the families of Sharp Lane and Ashland are deeply grateful to the Electric Department of Ashland and the Town Department of Public Works for their quick response and hard work they expended when an act of nature took down some large limbs from a historic tree on our property on Route 3 during a recent storm. The limbs fell across all the wires between 2 telephone poles, including electric cable, telephone wires, etc. The poles and transformer were completely snapped off. It knocked the power out for all the families living on our roads as well as the immediate neighborhood. I would like to apologize for the inconvenience this caused our neighbors, including our town clerk. However, if not for the quick response and help from our town departments, the power would have been out much longer than from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. We would like to thank Electric Superintendent Steve Foley and employees, Director Craig Moore of the Department of Public Works and his employees, the Ashland Police Department for their fantastic traffic control, and of course the fire department, stand by the state and cable folks. Special thanks is extended to the electric company for their use of their generator, which they brought and hooked up to our farm stand so we do not lose our ice cream freezer and other refrigeration appliances. Again, a sincere thanks to all those involved and to anyone who may have forgotten to thank. Sincerely, Steve and Lee Sharps, Reese Sharps, Sean, Kara Grady, and Evan O'Leary, Jamie Sharps, and Lee Palmetieri.
Close enough.
Yep. Squam Lake Farm Stand, many pets and chickens.
Yay. Thank you, departments.
Yes,
That's good to hear,
thank you
and
so
thank you,
much.
Lee, for that letter. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, any other old business? All right.
All.
Select board items. Just a reminder, coming up, we have an election, I believe, on September 11th, the primary.
Patsy's not here.
Yeah, so we'll talk more about that at our next meeting, but be prepared
Okay.
for that. We have on the list the resident inquiry form. That was something we were going to rework. I don't believe we've gotten a draft yet. I would like to suggest we table this for the moment. Given that this particular form, the old form that we've suspended, had caused us a little bit of issue with the right to know requests, I would suggest we put this off until that whole issue is settled.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree, and I just want the board to know that I did withdraw my sample form, so you can throw that out.
Okay. So we will discuss that at some future date.
How will we handle any?
Oh, in the meantime,
It's the same way
as
it's
we've
always been
said,
done.
any inquiry can be directed to our town administrator's attention.
Yeah.
Feel free to call, to write a note,
Email.
an email,
email, come in.
and
Come
we
in.
will respond.
Right,
But
yeah.
the form itself
Yeah.
is really not necessary. There's still a very definite means of getting the information out.
And we've had that in place
And we had that in
forever.
place forever, so that's, as we've said, it's always open. Charlie, any updates
Yep.
on
So,
legal line?
I gave you, before I walked in,
Yeah.
the expenditure
Sorry.
report as of 8:20 today, as of today.
Yeah.
Wendy finished the expenditures earlier today. The one that you guys had concerns about is the right to know expense. That line has gone over.
Okay.
We're over $652. It will go way over, because we pay $1,000 a month for a legal fee. And we have 5 more months.
Yep.
And this doesn't include legal reviewing all
He
of
still
the.
has not had it.
Didn't have a chance. The file
Right.
was so large that council couldn't open the file. So IT is gonna try to break it up into 4 separate, and send them separately so we can,
And so an
Look
unknown
out.
still is what our ultimate response will be and what the response from
Yeah.
Mr. Civilingham will be, and so we don't know how much more we'll have to do, so this could go on for a while. We are committed to August
27th.
27th
Yeah,
to
legal counsel's
complete.
trying to review it.
Okay,
We said to IT, hopefully you can get it to us by next Monday, gives
Yeah.
them a week to kind of look it over.
yeah, okay.
And hopefully it doesn't fast,
How much
because it's
are we
pretty
over?
expensive.
Yeah.
How much are we over now?
It's over, $652.
So we're at $15,652,
That's
is what you're
right.
telling us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we only budgeted 15. The budget, we asked for 20 last year.
But even if
Right.
there were
Budget
no more
committee
right
cut
to
it.
know requests, we still have $1,000 a month that we need to pay.
$1,000 a month.
Plus any
Yeah.
So you're
other,
at 20 grand by the end of the year guaranteed.
at
Yeah,
least,
and
yeah.
we're still part of
That's
the
where we were last
lawsuit.
year.
The Fairpoint lawsuit.
Yeah.
With the valuation of the pools
Yeah.
and stuff, that's still ongoing.
Okay.
Wow.
But we're grouped with that. That's sort of, it depends on how many towns, I forget off the top of my head, but it's split.
Anything else significant that we need to know about the budget? concerns, areas of concern?
No, that's,
Okay.
I
that's,
don't have to do my liaison report now. thank
that's
you.
the one, yeah. Yep, that's the one. I mean, we had a budget committee meeting last week.
You can still talk about the budget
He's
committee,
covered it
Harold.
all.
Yeah, well, I'll jump right into it. We
Yeah.
had one last week.
Yeah.
They had not too many concerns, it was more of
Legal line was the biggest
the
concern.
legal,
Mhm.
yeah. The other stuff was just kind of maybe a little bit of coding errors and stuff
Okay.
in the budget.
I,
that they
I
pointed
I
out.
would like to add that there was a lot of concern about the legal line, and that's when it was standing at 5,500,
Uh-huh.
not 15,652.
Right, right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Harold, that you want to
No,
report?
he covered it.
Okay.
He covered it, a couple logistical things, and he fixed them.
All
Yeah, we
right.
got them straightened
Good.
out last week.
Any other liaison reports? Lee? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I've talked to the town administrator, and since this 91A is going to go on for we don't know how much longer, that I will continue to go to meetings, but I will not be doing liaison reports because I don't want those tagged as governmental records. Pre-LAC, I am a member of the public. I am not a select board
Okay.
representative to the Pemmy River Local Advisory Committee. Heritage, anybody in the public can read what we do on the town website.
Okay.
Good idea.
So let me get this is great. So let me get this right. So somebody who wanted all of our emails open and everything out in the open is now causing us to recluse ourselves, to draw inward. So how did he succeed?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not going to
Just an
do that
So
discussion.
this
okay.
is my
Yeah,
personal
I
thing.
know.
If anything is of vital importance, I feel the Water and Sewer Commissioners can come to the meeting
Okay.
and share that information
Okay.
with us.
All right.
The same with, sometimes I go to the library trustees
Yeah.
meetings. They can also come forward. Historical Society, Heritage Commission, that people can come to our meetings and they can give reports, positive. They can say issues that are bothering them. I was very, very gung-ho about this, and I have to admit now, I'm very hesitant that I might inadvertently release some information that may cause some questioning. I don't know how else to put it.
Okay.
So it was just, I will still attend some of these meetings, mostly as a resident. If town administrator wants to talk to me about something, I feel that's fine, we can interface that
Okay.
way. But people need to come to our meetings, they need
Yeah.
to participate in.
Well, that's certainly
and-
the best way to get the
and-
information
and,
firsthand.
You know, participate in governing of the
Yeah.
town.
Okay,
Yeah, and
thank
for,
you.
for clarity, this is just liaison.
Yeah.
This isn't our planning board,
No,
as per
because-
our said,
no.
budget committee.
Yeah.
Th-
Right,
Those
those
are,
are those are
required.
ex officio members.
those are ex officio.
Yeah, the
those are
liaison is
yeah.
informal.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Okay.
is never required.
Those are required, the
Right.
planning board, heritage, and budget are
Budget.
required by state
But I'm talking about the
statute.
report. I'm talking about giving the reports.
Yeah.
So
I should still give reports.
do we really need to? They are on the town website, they are part
Yeah.
of the minutes that are accepted.
It's up to you. I mean, it's not a
Okay.
requirement. I mean,
Oh, I know.
your vote is public record, and the
Oh, I know,
minutes are
I
out
do,
there.
But
I
I-
do it as a courtesy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was doing it as a courtesy, I was doing it as information, it was a way for me to interact with other elected members and appointed members in the town.
Yeah.
But I do not want anything that I might report being brought to question.
Yeah, okay.
And reflect on the board in any way.
Fair
Good
enough.
idea.
And I think there's good communication amongst the commissions and now than
Yeah.
maybe there was in the past.
Oh, I
mean,
agree.
Water and Sewer
Oh,
is
yes.
certainly here
Oh, yes.
to talk to the Board of Selectmen.
Yeah.
The electric department, I talked to, they are looking forward to coming to a meeting in the near future.
And I would
They wanted
welcome
to be a
that.
part of the discussion. They told me with solar, that's part of it. They were going to come once they,
Yep.
Lee was able to get.
We don't
people
work in a
solar.
vacuum here.
No.
We
Yeah.
all need to work together.
Absolutely.
And the best way to do it is we have to interact with each other.
What a novel
And yeah, and at one point, the liaison for the BOS to some of these other entities, that was the only way there was any interaction. And then it came back and was
Yeah.
discussed in
Yeah.
this format.
Yeah.
And I think we've gone past, I don't think we absolutely need to do that any longer.
Okay.
But that's my personal
No, that's
opinion.
No,
fine. That
I
is,
agree.
you're right. So Lee, with that having been said, do you have anything you want to say?
Wow. I just had some corrections to, at our last meeting, I gave a speech on behalf of the board thanking the 150th committee and all the volunteers for everything they did. And I just wanted to make a couple corrections. In that speech, I said that the Queens and your mom were sesquicentennial Grand Marshal and the baby, but they're actually centennial.
150th.
They're centennial,
Yeah.
and I said, wrong thing. And also, a couple spell check errors, not David's fault, but it should have said, instead of the session play, that I thanked the actors in the succession play. And Juliet, our PB Cam videographer, was called Judith, but her name is Juliet. And I did neglect to thank Jane Sawyer for doing all the large press releases that were on the front page.
Okay.
And lastly, I received a really nice letter from the Historical Society, and they thanked me for a button I had found in an antique shop.
Yes.
And the letter also said that they were happy that I said it on TV, so that other folks might know that they are accepting of donations all the time. So I found something else in an antique shop.
Come on up, David.
It connects to this, it stands up, but it's a little thermometer from IPC, and it says compliments of Ashland, Bristol, SD, whatever that means, and Northfield.
Oh.
And it goes in this little stand.
I've never seen that.
And it works.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Still tells the temperature.
Yeah.
Okay.
the old-fashioned
Thank you.
way?
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Lee. Anything else?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Lee, are
Thank
you
you.
done? The
Yes.
hazard mitigation, what
Meeting.
would you call it, meeting?
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Oh.
more that can come is better for the town, because they count each person there.
Oh,
as-
I know.
Okay,
Oh.
so
I know that.
that was new
Yeah.
to me, and it was quite interesting that how many, we were asked a series of questions,
Yep.
and we had to rate things. Maybe you've gone through this.
I have gone through it in the
Okay,
past,
this was first
but-
to me.
yeah.
But I was quite surprised how we basically were all on the same page.
Oh,
So
yeah,
to
you're all
me,
interconnected.
When is the
that-
next meeting?
All
I can't
interconnected.
remember.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know
That
the?
it shows that we.
What is it?
September
September 6th.
11th, I thought.
Okay.
The 6th?
It's a Thursday, I believe,
I think
isn't
I
it?
said 11th.
But it shows that
Okay.
we are
Yeah.
communicating with each
Yeah.
other, because like DPW wasn't saying, oh, give that a number 5, and the rest of us are going, what? No, number 4.
Thursday, September 6th,
Okay.
at 9 AM at the fire station.
All right, thank you, Eli. Appreciate
So
that.
she said we should be done by next spring, and we got through every topic on
Excellent.
that first meeting, which
All right.
was very good, and it was a very positive experience.
Good. Okay, any other comments, select board items, liaison reports, moving on? Okay, so we have a signature file, we have the memo to the trustee of the trust funds for a CRF reimbursement for the TAP grant that we need to sign, and we have a personnel action form, the town administrator salary increase per contract.
Oh, it's huge.
Per contract, all right. So we will sign those, and
I think I signed them both.
we will then have a non-public, 91A:3, Roman numeral 2, small letter A, which is personnel, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it short?
So we should sign those things, and then I will take a motion to go into non-public.
I'll second that motion.
No, I need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. At 7:53. So, thank you all.